Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Almighty Deity, the only God deserving worship, has commanded us to be humble among ourselves. He, the Almighty, says, while commending those who behave humbly towards other people, as in Surah Al-Furqan, Quran chapter 25, in verse 63, the Almighty says that Waibadur Rahman, those who can be considered as the fervent servants of Allah, the All-Merciful, Alladhina yamshuna ala al-ardi hawna, are those who walk on the earth with humility. They go about on the land in humility, humbling themselves. وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ, then whenever they come across the foolishly ignorant people who talk to them, ratule, qalu salama, their own response will be to be, well, peace, peace. You know, even in Surah Al-Qasas, chapter 28, in verse 55, Allah says, informing us about these humble people, Salamun alaykum, that they will always tell the ignoramus, La nabutagi li-jahilin. As far as we are concerned, we do not desire talking anyhow, and so we don't want any ignorant people to approach us and address us anyhow. Peace be on you. Peace be on you. May Almighty Allah continue to shower His benediction and peace upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who the Almighty has prescribed and described as وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ, that you, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you are actually on a high standard of character with which Almighty Allah blessed you. And we, the followers of this messenger, should try to imbibe his behavior of humility. When you humble yourself, that does not mean that you are nothing at all. You know, you have in Surah Al-Ahzab, where Almighty Allah says in this chapter 38, in verse 21 of it, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ, that you Muslims are having an example laid down for you in the character of Allah's messenger. Therefore, I call upon you, my Muslim brothers and sisters, to continue fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to know that the greatest vice that annoys Allah is the arrogant temper. Because that was the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destroyed Satan and driven him away from al-Jannah. Satan, since then, is not able to penetrate into al-Jannah, and he will never be able to penetrate there even after resurrection, because he is going to be condemned into the hellfire. May Allah never allow us to behave the way Satan has behaved. Satan, la'anahullah, perceived himself better than our father Adam alayhi salam. And so he was too proud, too arrogant, and with that he became one of the infidels, as in verse 34 of Surah Al-Baqarah. Until now, even as he has been dropped to the earth, he and his followers continue to be arrogant against fellow creatures on the earth, so wrongly, without the fear of Allah, the Creator. And the truth of the matter is that arrogance is a perfect thing when you are talking about the Creator, but it is a blemish. It damages the image of a creation who also takes into arrogance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Jafiyah, chapter 45, in verse 37 of it, وَلَهُ-الْكِبْرِيَّاءُ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, that He, the Almighty Allah, alone is the one to whom pride belongs in the heavens and on the earth. We also have it in Hadith Qudsi, where Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam informed us that Allah, يقول تعالى, يقول Allah subhanahu, that the Almighty says in this Hadith Qudsi, al-Kibriya'u ridai, I am warning you, my creations. You should know that majesty is my own robe. Wal-'azamatu izari, and also greatness is my cover. Man naza'ani wahidan minhuma alqaytuhu fi jahannam. Anyone who dare pride himself to contend with me in any of the two, I will throw him into the hellfire. Hadith authenticated by Albani in his work Sahih Ibn Majah, on the authority of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, describing himself with robe and cover is just with the aim of bringing the meanings closer to us. Otherwise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not like we are. Allah is not taking off clothes. He's not using rubber. He's not using trousers as we are using it at all. The meaning of the hadith is that just as you, human beings, one of you is not sharing his clothes with others. Each and every one of you has won something, and nobody is carrying it with him at the same time. It is only when you lay it up that another person can take it. But as you are wearing it, only you is inside that dress. In the like manner, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala single-handedly performs and displays arrogance and greatness in the cosmos of existence. The whole world belongs to him, and so he is doing as he wills. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٌ. There is nothing to be compared with him. O servants of Allah, it is because of this fact that sensible people will never envy a person he is moving about in fortunes Allah endowed on him to try him, but he does not see it as trials. He looks at himself as being superior to other people, while Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not make him superior to them. We are to derive a great lesson from the history of Qarun, who happened to be one of the followers of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. But he was very arrogant, and he ruined himself with overjoying. He behaved arrogantly towards his people, and he pursued mischief on the earth. They counseled him, sincerely advised him, but he refused to take up the advice. Instead of that, as in Surah Al-Qasas, verse 79, فَخَرَجَ عَلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ فِي زِينَتِهِ. He went out in his pomp, priding himself before his people, strutting like a brat. And so he and all his belongings were swallowed by the earth. It was in our time that one of the citizens of Misr, Egypt, as some people will translate it in English language, someone discovered the wealth of Korah in his own plot of land, and the person became the wealthiest person in Egypt, if not in the whole world today. Korah, فَمَا كَانَ لَهُ مِنْ فِئَةٍ يَنْصُرُونَ. When Almighty Allah destroyed him, no group of sympathizers could rescue him the way you go to the rescue of people who are being drowned. And this is because, as Almighty Allah makes it very clear to us in Surah Al-Qasas in verse 81, تِلْكَ الدَّارُ الْآخِرَةُ, that paradise, home of the hereafter, نَجْعَلُهَا لِلَّذِينَ لَا يُرِيدُونَ عُلُوًّا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا فَسَادًا, is preserved only for those who will never take into desiring greatness on the earth. Now will they be priding themselves with mischief. وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, because good end will only be for those who are pious. May Almighty Allah enable you and I to be pious. فَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. Rise up, let us observe our human prayer.